In Daniel chapter 1, we read that Daniel and several of his friends were taken captive and deported to Babylon. So, most scholars think that these guys were between 13 and 16 years old. It's just amazing what happened to them. So, they indoctrinated them into the culture and to the literature of the time. And one of the things it says in Daniel chapter 1 is that they were assigned a portion of food and wine from the king's table. I think it's very interesting what we read, though, in verse 8. It says, But Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food or with the wine that he drank. Now, sometimes people say, well, the defilement that he's talking about here is the fact that they were Jewish, and so they had Jewish dietary laws, and so that's what they were abstaining from. The problem with that view is that there's no problem with wine, so it's probably not. He's probably not abstaining because of Jewish dietary laws. Others would say, well, they're abstaining because this food and wine would have been offered to the gods of Babylon, and so obviously they wanted to worship God alone. And it's probably not that, because they exchanged this food from the king's table with vegetables, and those vegetables would have been offered to false gods as well. So what is it? Why are they abstaining? I think that they're abstaining for a couple of reasons. One is that they want to show some self-control, and they don't want to live in affluence. They want to deny themselves and live a conservative, at least as far as food and drink, conservative life, so that they don't fall in love with the world and the culture, if you will. I think that's part of it. I think maybe the larger part of it is that they don't want to be for sale to Nebuchadnezzar. They don't want to be bought with fancy food and fancy drink. This is a way of them showing solidarity with their Jewish roots and with Jerusalem and with God himself. God is their God. They're not going to buy in with every bit of their being into Babylonian culture. They're going to be faithful to God. And I just think this is absolutely amazing, and it challenges me to my core. How many times that due to comfort I don't press through and do what I ought to do. We're all tempted to satisfy our physical desires, whether it's for food or for sex or for money or pleasure, comfort, whatever it is. And that's a message that's biblical, but that's a message that so many people have just given up on. So many preachers have given up on that kind of a message in their churches, because people don't want to hear that. People want to hear, hey, follow your heart. They want to hear kind of positive message, and so to be told to pick up your cross and to follow Christ and to deny yourself and to deny just the pleasures and the convenience of your own body and your own desires and stuff is kind of an unpopular message. But notice that Daniel is to be admired, and Daniel is going to be faithful to God. So I challenge you, and I challenge myself in this area today. Let's not cave to pleasure and comfort. Let's do the right thing. See ya. Have a good one.